Hello. Greetings and welcome everyone to RoadTripja, the heartbeat of Jamaica's roads. Today we're going to be spicing things up a little bit. It is official. Today marks the initiation of our new segment, the Relationship Edition, Relationship Wednesday. In this segment, we'll seek to explore relationship situations taking place in Jamaica and help individuals to navigate through them. This week's edition comes to us from the Star, the People's Paper. Tell me, Pastor, and you know it's gonna be juicy. The caption is, I think my lover is too young for me. Now let's get into the story that you came here for. I think my lover is too young. After we have read through the situation, we're going to try to dissect and add some meaningful insights and assistance in navigating through this experience for the best possible outcome. And the right to write.
I wrote to you 10 years ago about my husband. I told you that he was always abusing me. He and I are divorced and he remarried. I have had 3 relationships, but I am confused. One of the men only wanted me to mind him. He was always short of money. Even when I didn't want to cook, I cooked because he was coming to visit me. He never brought anything for me to cook. After my husband and I broke up, I took my mother to live with me. My mother liked this other guy. And when I complained, she said that I would never get a man if I find faults in all of them. My sickly mother would sit and clean Aki so that he could have Aki and saltfish with a fried dumpling on Saturday. One day while he was sleeping, I read some of his messages in his phone. One was from a girl who threatened to sue him for child support. I did not know he had a 7-year-old child because he told me that his 2 children are grown. I called the girl and told her who I was. I gave her my number and told her when to call me so that he could hear everything. The woman called and that man cursed some bad words. I broke up with him. Even my mother encouraged me to leave him. Another man came into my life. He is a soldier. He said he loves older women because they know how to conduct themselves. He gives me money every month, but I am not comfortable because he is 20 years younger than I am. And he always wants to perform rectal engagements. I can't say that I don't love him, but he is young enough to be my son. I asked him if he wants children and he said I can't have any, so he will be satisfied with that. I don't know what to do. Should I continue with him or keep him until I find another man? My mother does not seem to like him very much, but when he comes to see me, she talks to him. He calls her mother and is very respectful to her. Pastor, I am so confused. I am 41. I don't allow this guy to drive my car because he drives too fast, and I don't want him to use my car to take out other women. Please give me your advice.
That concludes the request tendered to the pastor. Now let us dissect this situation. From what we have concluded from this report, the woman is 41 years old. She was previously married to one husband. Since then, she has had 2 disclosed partners. One in which she is no longer in a relationship with. The second is a soldier who likes to perform rectal engagement. This man supports her financially. However, she says she is uncomfortable letting him drive her car because he drives it too fast. And this gives us an insight to the type of woman and the type of man in the relationship that we'll be discussing. So we're going to break this down one by one, step by step. Relationship situations happening now in Jamaica. This woman has a right to be confused. It seems as though she has been experienced in a situation where she has found herself consistently making poor choices, in that she was unable to maintain the solemnity of her marriage. Because, according to her, she was attracted to an abusive man, and that marriage eventually ended in divorce. So we're seeing that man A was abusive. This is her former husband, and she ended the marriage. However, this man who was abusive found someone else while she is still wandering, trying to find a man. This woman would have given her younger years to this man. She said that she is 41. So if we do a retrospective examination regression, and her marriage lasted for 10 years, the lowest year that she could have been was the highest age that she could have been married would have been 31 years old. However, we are not sure of the length of time that she has been currently on the market. Now, let us move to man B. Man B came in, saw a situation where he could offer some comfort, but he came in with an agenda. He came in because he needed financial stability. So she left one abusive relationship, physical abuse, to now being financially abused in the second relationship that she engaged in. She says that this man never gave her money. He was always short, but she was willing to sacrifice because she was so inclined to be in a relationship. Her sickly mother, as she stated, she would allow her sickly mother to pick ackee so that he could have ackee and saltfish with fried dumpling on Saturday when they should be at church. But she said that she searched his phone. The reason a woman would search a man's phone is because she has reasonable suspicion, which means she was not comfortable in her dysfunction, and she knew based on intuition that something was not adding up. However, when she examined the situation, examined the phone, she realized that this man had a 7-year-old child, which she had no knowledge of prior. So this man deceived her. So she ended that relationship, and rightfully so. That is exactly what should have happened. But the first thing, she should have never gone into a relationship of this nature. Now, let us see if she learned her lesson in going into relationship number 3. So in relationship number 3, she has sought out a professional, or a professional sought her out, a soldier. And this is not a regular soldier, because he does not like to have engagement in the normal fashion. He prefers it from the behind. So he engaged in rectal engagements. This here is a red flag. And she knows this, but she allows it to happen. And though you may think that this is uncommon among soldiers, this is a common practice. Remember, hurt people hurt other people. She went further to state that she asked if he wanted children. She said that she asked him if he wanted to have any children, and he gave her an answer: I can't have any. That is what she is saying. He said, so he will be satisfied with that. Because she can't have any, he'll be satisfied with that. That's basically what he's saying. And that is a bad answer to give a woman. And the woman who accepts that answer is in a precarious position, because she is setting herself up for hurt. Because based on this demographic, the woman is 41, the man is 20 years younger, which means that she is 41 and he is about, let's say, 21. So we're seeing a disparity between the ages. And younger men tend to enjoy the likelihood of having children. And the mere fact that she is unable to have children is a red flag for this relationship. But the strange thing is, this woman who is willing to allow this man to financially support her, to give him enjoyment in the rectal region, is unwilling to allow him to drive her car because he drives too fast. And I don't want him to use the car to carry other women. So she here is indicating that she has suspicion. That's another red flag. She has a suspicion that he may be carrying other women in the vehicle, but she said that she does not want him to use her car because he drives too fast. And yes, with these type of professionals, they tend to drive very fast. And we have to remember, she doesn't want him to drive her car because he drives it too fast, but she is willing to allow him to ride her from behind. Isn't this a predicament? It means that she values her car more than she values herself. I think the best thing for this woman to do at this time is to exit the relationship market because she is not yet healed from her first trauma, and that is why she has been putting herself in uncomfortable situation, pretending to be comfortable just for the validation of having a relationship, which is not going to end well for her. So my advice to this woman, if you are hearing this, get out of this relationship because this relationship is not right for you, and take some personal time to do an introspection to understand who you are and then make a move in order to be where you need to be. If you have a different opinion, you have a different thought, you would have approached the situation differently, you would have dissected in any manner which would have been more helpful to this individual, please leave your comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe so that we can get these positive advice to more persons who may be in a similar position. Thank you all for joining us, and thank you all for enjoying this session with us here on Road Trip JA, the heartbeat of Jamaica's roads, as we travel around Jamaica to examine relationships that are happening to see if we can help fix them. On behalf of all of us here at RoadTripja, this is Dr. A signing out. Peace, love, respect,